When we talk about tools in English, we are referring to an object, usually handheld, which we use to carry out a particular job or function. If you want to improve your vocabulary when talking about tools or hand tools, join me in this week's video. Let's go. Hello people, happy Sunday. What's going on? Welcome back to another video with me, Gino, from Real Everyday English, where I'm going to help you guys improve your vocabulary when talking about hand tools. So without any further ado, let's get into the examples for this week. The first one is a hammer. Now, a hammer is a tool with a heavy metal head, which is used for breaking things or driving in nails. So this is a nail, and obviously you drive the nail into the wood with the hammer. Okay, number two this week is a drill. A drill is a machine which has a rotating head and it's used for making holes in things. So in this bit here, you put a drill bit and then you drill a hole into whatever you like. Number three this week is a chisel. A chisel is a long, thin metal tool with a cutting edge, which we use to cut or to shape stone or whatever you want. And obviously we need a hammer. Hammer and chisel, they go together. Also, this is a standard chisel. This type of chisel we call a bolster chisel, and this is used for cutting bricks. So a builder or a brickie who is making walls or building out of bricks, he will use the bolster chisel to cut the bricks. And moving on to number four this week. Number four is a spanner. And a spanner is a metal tool with a shaped opening in order to turn a nut or a bolt. This is a nut, so obviously you fit the spanner onto the nut and turn it in order to tighten or loosen it. This particular spanner is adjustable, so it can fit different type bolts depending on which one you need it. Five this week is an extension lead. So sometimes when you have an electrical tool or something that you need to plug in, the cable that comes with the actual equipment isn't long enough to reach the area in which you're working. So an extension lead, see it's got plugs, so you plug this into the main socket, you then roll it out or wind it out, and it allows you to work at a greater distance. Going on to number six, we're flying through them this week. Number six is a tape measure. Now a tape measure is a device that is used to measure distances, and we do that by using the marked tape. So you can see it's marked at intervals, inches and centimetres, and we use this to measure distances or measure the size of an object. Number seven this week is a screwdriver, and a screwdriver is a long thin tool which is used for driving in screws. This is a screw. So you can see there's a fitting on the top. This particular one is a crosshead screw, and this is a crosshead screwdriver. But you can also get flathead. So this is a flathead screwdriver, this is a crosshead screwdriver, and we use them to drive in screws. Okay, number eight is pliers, and we usually refer to these as a pair. So if you was asking somebody for something, you could say, have you got a pair of pliers? Can I borrow your pliers? We always refer to them in the plural, and I think that's because of the two working parts of the object. Okay, so next up at number nine, we have a pair of wire cutters. These are wire cutters, or some people call them snips here. Have you got a pair of snips, or have you got a pair of wire cutters? And they're a small hand tool, and it's pretty self-explanatory. They're used for cutting wire. Okay, and in at number 10 this week is a Stanley knife. And a Stanley knife is a utility knife with a small, very sharp, replaceable blade. So that is a Stanley knife. Be careful because they are very sharp. Okay, number 11, and the last example for this week is an Allen key. An Allen key. I think in the US they might call them a hex key. I'm not sure though. We call them Allen keys, and they are used for driving in bolts or screws which have an hexagonal shape socket in the top of them. So I usually find that these are necessary for furniture, flat pack wardrobes and things like that, which you buy from wherever, the furniture shop. And these are what you need, and it's called an Allen key. Usually they come in sets, so I have a full set of these ranging from very small up to rather large, and they're very handy, very useful. Allen key. I want to squeeze an extra tool in. So at the end of the video, I'm going to say that there was 11 tools, but in reality there was 12. This one is a spirit level. Can you see the little bubble? This indicates when something is completely level. So people use this for all different kinds of reasons. When building walls, buildings, when hanging a picture, you can use this to make sure that it's completely level. So that is a spirit level, and that's what it's used for. Okay people, that's it for this week's video. They are 11 of the most commonly used hand tools that I can think of. They're certainly the ones that I use the most in my house. I hope you learned some new vocabulary. If you like this video, you find it useful, please feel free to share it with your English learning friends, and we'll see you people in the next video. Take care for now. Bye bye. Ciao.